Super practical conversation about AI in business and AI in marketing. I cannot wait for you to hear from my friend Ala. Wow, what a wealth of information. A1 Marketing here in Atlanta. A great resource. You want to hear from my friend Ala. Welcome to Market Mavericks. I'm Matthew Eford. Join me as I speak with leaders who are redefining industries in every corner of the market. From startups to established businesses, we'll uncover the strategies, challenges, and insights that drive success. Get ready to be inspired by the Mavericks who are shaping the future of business. Welcome, everybody, to the Pillars of Purpose podcast, powered by Lighting Pros. I'm your host, Matthew Eford, and I'm so excited to have my friend Ala Sahu with me, as his son would say. And Ala, man, I'm so thankful for you as being a part of the Institute, just a wizard with AI, and I'm so excited to have a Market Maverick here with us. Those who may not know you, Ala, come on, welcome to the show. And if you introduce yourself and your business, what business do you run?
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what, man, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure speaking to you about business and life and all things wonderful living. You know what I mean? I am from Cleveland, Ohio, but I've been in Atlanta about 10 years, going on 11.
Okay.
And I would say my business is a marketing company technically, but like I was telling you at the Institute, it's more data and analytics based. So it's almost a business intelligence company.
So a small business owner, they
Yes.
hear business intelligence and their
Mhm.
eyes gloss over. They're
Yeah,
like, yeah, well, that sounds like rich people terms. That sounds like way out there. I don't have a clue what
for
you're talking about.
sure. For
Can
sure.
you tell us what you mean by that? Can you put it in layman's terms? What does that mean?
So the easy way to speak on it, and the reason I think marketing informs a lot of the things that I do, is that you want to know as a business owner that what you're doing is either, both working and necessary in the marketplace.
Okay.
Like, do people want what I sell, whether
Okay.
it's a product or a service? And how am I showing up? How am I telling the world that I exist, right? And that I'm good at what I do,
Okay.
and other people say I'm good at what I do,
Okay.
right? So if that makes more sense, just putting that at scale from a data perspective is more like, okay, let's just say you're running ads, right? You want to know that you're hitting the right demographic.
Okay.
You want to know that the right age and the right gender and the right, whatever that is, you want to know that it's working and that they're responding to it and that they're converting into what we all want, which is more sales.
So again, small business owner hears this and they
Yep.
say, I've got a marketing guy. Like he runs my social media stuff, or he runs my Google ads, or she runs, or this group runs. Like, what should they be looking for? Is this a service that is complementary to them? Is this a service that is in replacement of that? Like, what is the resource that you're specifically providing that maybe a business owner's not getting?
Yeah. Well, I think they're all getting it, right? Like anyone can tell you whether something's working or not because they can tell you how many sales you got.
Sure.
But data insights go a bit deeper than just the obvious. And I think what I do, let's just say again, those same ads, your marketing guy could more than likely tell you, okay, these ads are working. What
Okay.
I can tell you is, okay, you're about number 8 on the list on Google. If you want to be number 1, I can show you how to do that. Other than that, at position 8, let's look at 1 through 5 and see what ads they're running,
Yeah.
right? This is all public information, but who's going to collect it and put it together in a
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
analytical way that makes it make sense for you and makes it valuable for you, right? So 1 through 5 is running these. They've changed their keywords 2 times a year. They've moved from this to that. Or is that something you're seeing as well? And you'll say, well, yeah, I'm seeing them. I'm not getting as much, as I was getting. Okay, that may be for this. So maybe we'll test this, right? So it's a bit more intuitive on a more proactive basis. And yeah, it works very well.
I
Um,
love that. So,
yeah.
so a business owner, they say, I want to maximize the effectiveness, like stewardship. We talk about
Yeah.
that as men
Yes.
of faith. Like we talk about that a lot, right? We want to be good stewards of what we have. We want to be good
Absolutely.
stewards in our business. We want to be good stewards with our resources, with our time, with our money, with our talents. Tell me how this is doing a good stewardship. Like how can this make our maybe marketing budget go further or
Yep.
be more productive? Can you give us any like tangible, hey, here's somebody I worked with, this is one of the things they did and this is the results they had, just to put it in a more maybe black and white term for an audience member?
Sure. And maybe it'll make sense with my background. So I worked for the biggest staffing company basically on planet Earth called Randstad.
Okay.
And they're a company, I mean, they run in every country. They're huge. They have operations everywhere. And one of the things that I was in charge of was becoming like a Lean Six Sigma guy,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
going through their corporate training, and they don't have a budget for this stuff. They spend whatever they need to spend.
Wow.
So, you know, outside of working for a big conglomerate like that, I don't know that this training would have been available to me. But what it allowed me to do is to identify waste,
Gotcha.
right? So, where are we bleeding money? Is that a necessary thing for data and, you know, collection of data? Or is it something that we maybe need to slow down and pivot, right? So a lot of times we do things just because they're the thing to do. For example, let's bring it down. I'm a plumber, right? In order for me to get clicks on my phone, somebody's telling me I need to run Google Ads because that's how I get my phone number out there. They
Sure.
call me in an emergency, I go for that, right? But that costs $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I'm only getting X amount of rings. I
Sure.
want more rings or whatever.
Sure.
What I could show is that, okay, in the instance of being lean, how's your website, right? Is it a form? Is it a button? Is it, you know, things you may not exactly
Yeah.
think that matter,
Yeah.
but to a consumer, it's about speed, especially in a emergency. They're like, I don't want to fill out a form.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I don't want you to call me tomorrow. I need a button. I need a number. I don't want to even go to your website. Like, how accessible are you in the space that you're in? Now, somebody who's shopping maybe less deliberately and taking their time, they may want more information. They
Sure.
may want more case study. They may, you know, all of that.
Sure.
So, you know, I take all of that into account, and, you know, the team that I've put together, very small team, again, lean, but that's to keep the cost down for the client, but at the same time deliver a superior product. And a lot of times what I've seen is that corporate America has access to tools that small business doesn't necessarily believe they have access to, even though they do, right?
So
So
let's dig in there. So
yeah,
we have had offline some
yes.
great conversations about AI. Is that what you're talking about? Some tools that everyday person may have access to, and really at a very affordable price range, or what are you alluding to there?
All right, I'll put it this way. On the subject of AI, I love AI. I'm deep in AI. It's my friend. Okay. I talk to it a lot. Like a lot. Like I talk to you.
Yeah.
However, what I've come to notice is like people with a new tool, it's shiny and they like to play with it and they like to think that it can solve every problem.
Sure.
And a lot of things are more clear with AI. If you have a thought in your head that you want to get out, right, and express, it can help you do that. But AI is a bit of a yes man, and I'm sure you've experienced it,
Sure.
right? Where its job is to keep you on the platform like a video game. It's our adult video game, right? It's just the productivity game.
That's a fantastic way to put that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like, I did stuff today. Yeah, you did a lot of stuff.
You did a lot of stuff. Yeah.
You created 8 businesses. Like,
Yeah.
you're a visionary.
Oh
You
man.
know? So what I've tried to do, and you know, if you'd like, I can explain the 4 levels of AI.
Please, yes, please. This
right.
was fascinating when you shared this with us.
So I consider this not to be like authoritative. It's just what I use to make it make sense to most people. And I've explained this to the elderly. I've explained this to young kids, kids in college who are studying for things.
Okay.
There are 4 levels, and this is across the board, and I think this makes sense. Number 1 is no AI. That's the first level of AI, is none.
Okay. Okay.
So how I illustrate that is there's no reasoning capacity. It's just rules that we automate by.
Okay.
An example of that would be email. You're out of office. That's
Nice.
an automation.
Yeah.
There's rules. When's your next vacation?
In a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to put an out of office on.
Yeah.
It's rule based. It's going to do what you say. It doesn't matter if it's your mom emailing you, a vendor emailing you. It doesn't matter, right? It's going to send that same response.
Sure.
Right. So that's level one. Level two would be what most of us use, which is AI models. And
Okay.
that's the chat bot. You go to ChatGPT,
Okay.
you go to Claude, you go to Gemini. Everybody's using Gemini, including you now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gemini's my guy. And you go to Gemini, you put something in, you say, hey, I got this idea, or you are a software engineer, or whatever it is, however good you are at prompting, and it gives you a huge explanation, or if you ask it to, a short explanation, but it gives you fact-based information that it's going to the web to search, or it's using from its training by whomever the company is, whether it's
Okay.
Anthropic or OpenAI.
Okay.
So that's level two. That takes what they call reasoning. So it's gonna think, right? And it's gonna give an output of information.
Okay.
We good there?
Yeah.
That's one and two. Now we're going up. Level three, and this is all the craze right now as of March of 2026. Agentic AI, or what they call AI agents.
Yeah.
So how I explain this is if the AI model is the brain, an AI agent is the hands and feet.
Okay.
Right? So it
Okay.
can do things for you. It can take control of your computer. It can send an email for you. That's like, I'm not just responding based on what you put in that I'm going to be out in 2 weeks. I'm responding based on the context of what they said and what I know about you.
Yeah. Cool.
Right?
So is that, let me interject here real quick. You talked about Claude earlier. Is that Claude Cowork? Is that considered level 3 or no?
That is a level 3 function for sure.
Okay, cool.
There is a deeper level 3 function that Claude Cowork, I would say, responded to. I don't like copy because I think they steal everything behind the scenes from each other.
Sure.
But there's a tool called OpenClaw that's all
Okay.
over the place.
Okay.
And it's something that goes beyond two things. It goes beyond normal rules of what an AI agent can and should do
Okay.
for a person. So it can take your bank account and make purchases, or it can trade stocks for you, things like that.
Wow.
And these are becoming a thing, right? Like claws. They're like the new computer age technology. Another thing it can do is it can kind of think for you. So the way you train it up front is you tell it pretty much everything about you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You put it on your computer, it goes through your files, it learns you. Whether this is good or bad is not
Sure.
up for debate at
That's
this
not the
point.
discussion we're having today.
Right. But it is a new technology that people are dabbling in. I recommend you to go very slow and use something like Claude Cowork that is more constrained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Safety thing there, among other things.
And so you had mentioned at the Institute when we talked about this originally, Perplexity is considered a level 3. People have probably heard that name before. Can you tell us what that means and why Perplexity you would put it as level 3?
I would put it as level 3 to a degree, right?
Okay.
It is still technically an AI model chat.
Okay.
However, Perplexity is very capable at structuring data in a way that human beings like. And I'll explain it this way. AI does not, quote unquote, think the way a human being does.
Sure.
Right? So you have to prompt it to output information in the way that makes sense to you.
Sure.
And in the way that human beings think logically, one to whatever, right?
Sure.
Perplexity doesn't have that issue. And I've been using Perplexity a couple years now, and it's really one of the most fascinating versions. One, because it has all the models built in it for one price. I don't know how they do it.
Wow.
So that's one thing, but it also it pulls information in a way that you don't really have to prompt it to do. It's just a wonderful tool. So
Okay.
I would say Perplexity, if I had to definitively say it, it sits between 2 and 3. And it's one
Okay.
of the rare tools that does that.
Okay. So let's pause right here before we get to level 4, because level 4 we go in the deep end.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about practicality. So something that I've been doing, right? The podcast audience knows I wrote a book. It's about Noah's life. It's the response has been overwhelming. One of the things that I did with AI is after I wrote the book, I said, here's the book, upload the manuscript. Like that way, you know the story.
Yep.
I want to be on 100 podcasts. Like I want to be a guest on 100 podcasts. So go out and scrape the internet, find podcasts that fit in this model, that would fit as that I would be a good resource to their audience.
Yep.
Find the host name, find the typical podcast size, find the contact information if you have it, and help me craft a generic message that's tailored to that podcast that I can either integrate in with a Claude and co-work or whatever. It is unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable, the practicality of like the time that would have taken for me to do that level of research or pay someone else to do that level of research, that this $20 a month application or $100 a month application just did, and did to a level that is it's fascinating. So
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah,
though.
please.
You got to be careful.
Okay.
Because again, Perplexity is trained a certain way, and it's trained for verification. So that's why when you see Perplexity give you an answer, it also gives you what? A URL to where it got the answer from.
Sure.
Every AI is not trained to do that because it's our video game, right?
Sure.
So it's trained to help you have a great time and help you feel good about your decisions, even if they're the worst ones, right? So you got to be careful with that. Perplexity is really good. Again, that's why I recommend using like a Claude Cowork if you're wanting to get to level 3 and have it do things in your computer and for you.
Okay.
Right. So that's the reasoning behind it, because AI technically doesn't have a source of truth. Right.
Okay.
And let me explain source of truth. You spend money on your debit card. It doesn't always come off, right, immediately.
Sure.
Gas station, maybe we're a little dated in this one, you and me, right?
Yeah.
But it may not come off immediately, or you spend on Amazon and it's one of those where someone else has to send it from a third party, right? And it charges the next morning.
Okay.
Right? The difference is when you go to your bank statement, that's the source of truth, whether the debit card is right or not, whether the available balance is right or not.
Sure.
That bank account is going to tell you what's there.
Yeah.
Right.
Great point.
That's where AI falls off a cliff sometimes, is because it's not trained to find a source of truth. Why is that? Because the entire internet and all of our data in books, magazines, microfiche, etc. I used to work at a library. All of this stuff, all this media is the source of truth, including our tweets, our Reddits, our recipes, a recipe, right? Lasagna. Different if you make it in Italy versus if you make it in New York.
Sure.
But it's lasagna, right? So if I say best lasagna, what is it? What is the source of truth? What everyone says it is.
Sure.
So that's a very dangerous piece to that. Do you got any questions on that or any
No.
Okay.
I think it's an excellent, as we've kind of alluded to in this, right? Any tool is just that, it's a tool.
Yes.
And one thing that I have always enjoyed about with you is we hear about AI and we think like, oh, it's going to take over the world, and it's going to change things, and it has, and it will continue to. But it is not, at least at this time where it is. It is not like we're just going to be super rich and not have to work any.
No.
Right? That there's a level of this that I love the way you put it, is that somebody that with your skill set that is using AI will pass you in the future.
Yes.
That's what we need to be aware of. So business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, like, you've got to get into this. So let's go to level 4, and then let's come back to practical, like getting people.
I do want you to come back and clarify that, because you said somebody with your skill set, they could think that you're talking to me. So if you can,
so I'm sorry. So me, or say for me, as a business owner, as now an author, as a podcaster, right? There's different layers that I play in. People with my skill set that are using AI versus me, if I'm not using AI, they will surpass me.
Yes.
They will become more successful for me. They will grow faster than me. They will be more profitable than me. Consistently, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So instead of me, our audience, instead of us putting our head in the sand and saying, AI is a fad, it's here, whatever, I'm just not going to use it, I'm old school, that's fine. You just need to know you're acknowledging you will get passed up.
You will not have an opportunity to do anything.
Exactly.
And my favorite blue collar job or blue collar business to point out is a plumber. It is my favorite example.
Okay.
I know people
Okay.
that I know and clients and people, they are tired of hearing about plumbers.
Sure.
However, it is one of the most basic, fundamental blue collar jobs, blue collar careers, blue collar businesses in existence,
Sure.
right? However, if you are a plumber, and yes, I'm talking to you if you're listening, if you are a plumber and you are not at least attempting to understand AI by using it in your everyday life, you are going to get passed up by the plumber who just says, I'm going to think about using it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because he's going to think about using it tomorrow and he's going to go, I wonder about this plumbing thing that I know everything about. I wonder how much AI knows about it. And
Yeah.
he's going to type it in. He's going to say, huh? It knows stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And he's going to start trusting it a little bit more and giving it more of an opportunity. And then somebody like me or you is going to reach out to him and say, hey, you want to grow your business with AI? Well, I know it works.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As opposed to saying, I'm okay.
Yeah. It's a fantastic point.
That's my
Fantastic point.
favorite example of all time was with plumbers. They're
love
my
it.
favorite people.
I love it, man. So
let's get on this elevator, man. I've been talking long enough.
So let's go to level 4, root super
Yes.
quick, just to kind of finish out the chain, and then I want to come back to talking to that plumber, talking to that landscaper, and let's go there.
Level 4 is the quickest one, and I'll give you the end before the beginning.
Okay.
It ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
And that's just these guys are salesmen. Jensen, Elon, Zuckerberg, Altman, whomever else. They are salesmen and they have to get their product off and they have to get their product funded because AI, the energy that it takes, the tokenization, it is very expensive. And this is how they make $200 out of your pocket when you don't want to give it to them, right? Yeah. Every single month, they have to sell it and say, hey, we're going to get there. However, the easy answer is AGI is level 4.
Okay. And AGI, for those who don't know, what is AGI?
Stands for, I don't remember now.
It's artificial general intelligence.
Artificial, yes. Yeah. You gave it to me last time.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest, that's how little I care about it. I'm so deep in it, I don't care. So AGI is like artificial general intelligence. And general intelligence is basically what a human does, right? Okay. You don't think about walking. You just say, I need to go to the restroom. You don't think I need to get up and use my feet. So general intelligence is basically that. In a more industrial or business sense, it would be, I think I want to own a barbershop. Start a barbershop for me.
Yeah.
Hands off.
Yeah.
So the way I define it is not logic, reasoning, or any of that. It's execution without human input.
Okay.
Or human interruption or human interference.
Okay.
So take the human out.
Sure.
That's AGI.
Okay.
It won't happen. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know how I kind of know?
How's that?
The Waymos.
Oh, it's such a good point.
It's not happening.
Oh, it's such a good point. Okay.
So we're in Atlanta. And Atlanta's, I think they said it's number 1 worst traffic in America.
Yeah.
And the Waymos cannot go outside of Midtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need structure.
Yeah. They got to have it.
They got to have structure. So there it is. They've spent billions, probably trillions, but they've spent billions of dollars at this point on the Waymos, and they still get stuck on one-way streets. Yeah. So that's my AGI.
What a fantastic. I appreciate the 4 levels. Sure. So let's go back to small business owner again, solopreneur, entrepreneur. They're leading a small team. Yeah. They've been hearing about AI. We've talked about AI on this podcast. We've had people come on that they've shared different resources. Ala, when you look at your clients, when you're helping coach them or people in your community, in church, whatever it may be, and you're saying like, this is how you can start to implement AI just in your everyday life. Mm-hmm. I love the advice that you gave to the lady about cooking. Can you give us that story and maybe some others? Like, how can we start to infuse this tool into our everyday life?
Sure, and it's interesting because you're an author. She was an author. Well,
okay,
she is an author.
Okay,
but she's about, I want to say 66 years old. Okay, and she's like, well, I'm not gonna learn anything new. She's like, this tech stuff. She's like, I learned computers
Yeah.
and, I'm just not going to learn anything new. So I said, I understand. However, it's not as hard as you think it is. And it might help you a lot, because it makes things very easy. It speeds up your progress. And I think you should just try it.
Sure.
She said, okay, well, I'll try. Which one should I try? I just gave her the one everybody uses, ChatGPT.
Okay.
Because if she asks her granddaughter for help,
Yeah.
or she asks her daughter for help, they will know exactly what she's talking about. It's easy to find on Android, Apple, wherever she is, she's going to find it. So what I told her, I said, do you like to cook? She said, absolutely. I said, what's your favorite meal to cook? She said lasagna, kind of where I came
Yeah.
earlier, right? But she said lasagna, and I was like, okay, do you make really good lasagna? She was like, yeah. I was like, do you know what really good lasagna tastes like besides yours? She said, yeah. I said, okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go to ChatGPT. I had her write it down. And I said, you're going to log in and you're going to tell it everything you like about lasagna.
Okay.
You're also going to tell it everything you don't like about lasagna, including specific ingredients that you don't like to eat.
Okay.
Tell it you have 20 minutes. Tell it you're going to the grocery store. Ask it what ingredients to get and ask it how to prepare it in 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
And she said, okay, I'm going to try that. Because what I don't know is how the lasagna turned out.
Okay.
However, what I do know is if she even attempted it, she got everything she needed out of that one small prompt.
Yeah.
So for a business owner, I would say pick something that you know everything about. That's a minimal skill. That's a small thing you do, whether
Okay.
it's email,
Okay.
or lead generation, or ads, or even something as simple as, getting to your desk and cleaning your desk.
Okay.
What's the most simple, quick way to clean my desk? I got 10 minutes, right? So the prompt engineering is what it's called. You give it a constraint, you give it a task, you tell AI who it is. Hey, you're a desk organizer, right? I got 10 minutes to clean my desk. I have Windex. I have, you give it what you
Sure.
got.
Yeah. Sure.
What I don't have is paper towels. Help me clean my desk. Snap and let it go. And what I would recommend for, people who are, capable, use a bunch of models because they're not all the same. They
Sure.
don't do the same things very well. I'm sure you saw that when you were writing your book, right?
Yeah.
Which one did you like out of the models?
Yeah. So I started, this was early on. I was just on ChatGPT and then got encouraged to look at Gemini, and Gemini was like, wow, this is amazing. And then since then I've gotten on Claude, and Claude is like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
And so I personally use a combination between Claude and Gemini. That's just kind of my sweet spot. I have not played with Perplexity a lot, but it's definitely on my list. And I wrote down OpenClaw because that's definitely on my list to play with, right? Because I'm in the space of like, I don't want to be passed up.
Yep.
I want to be, this is a tool that's in my toolbox now, and I'm going to learn enough to, one, not be swindled by somebody who just is a good salesman.
Yes.
And makes me think something that I need their service or have to have their service, and I have to pay them a lot of money when actually I don't have to actually pay them anything, that I can do that internally or somebody on my team can, number one. And number two, I want to have the best impact in the time that I have here. And so those two things matter a lot to me. And so that's what I'm using.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can tell you're using it by which ones you picked. Everyone ends up who are doing like creative writing
Yeah.
in Claude. It has always been since it came out, and I believe it always will be superior in writing.
Yeah.
It writes like us,
Yeah.
right? However, I understand why your researcher is Google's Gemini because, and this is just a hypothesis, but I think it's a pretty good one. They've had our data of what we search for.
I know. It's crazy. They
The
know
good,
a
the
lot
bad,
about
and the
us.
ugly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They've had all of our emails forever because when we switched off Yahoo,
Yep.
there was only one place to go.
Yeah.
And there's still that place, right? Outlook never took it. So Gmail has everything. They have where now you can just click and you're into everything that you ever. They have
Yep.
all that information.
Yep.
I think the only consumer product that would rival them would be Apple because they have the whole device.
Okay.
But your email has traveled from the Motorola Razor to
Sure.
the what is it? The T-Mobile Sidekick
Yeah. Yeah. These are great callbacks, man.
to
Yeah.
what was the BlackBerry?
The BlackBerry. Oh yeah.
I had
Yeah. Yeah.
all the Blackberries.
I had a baby.
I'm giving up a little age here, but whatever. And it's gone through every iteration of iPhone.
Yeah.
It's the same email. It's not the same device. So they do have a ton of information on us, what apps we're using, blah, blah, blah. But this has, when someone passed away.
Yeah.
It has when, you were sad or when you were happy or when you got
Sure.
that promotion or when
Sure.
you got accepted to college. It has all of that context.
Yeah.
So Gemini is trained on our personal data that Google owns in their servers and platforms and whatever we don't even know about.
Okay.
And I think that's why Gemini is so personable and so good at research and the things, how we do it,
Sure.
how we go out and get information, how we bring it back.
Sure.
So long story short, I think that's why you need to try the different ones because they have their own training. Even the company itself has its own outlook on what it's good at.
Okay.
ChatGPT is built for reliability, not creativity.
Okay.
So maybe you want to do your math homework over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe you need a comparison for your math homework and maybe Perplexity does it better. Right.
Sure.
So Perplexity is good if you want to try them all out. But again, Perplexity is an agent, so it's not going to give you the the naked feedback of each agent. Just try them all.
Yeah.
Even if you got to do a free trial, just try them all.
I love it, man. So as we land the plane here, Ala, thank you for your time. When we look, why don't we summarize on the business side? Somebody's got some experience with AI and they're wanting to get better data for their marketing decisions.
Yes.
Can you give us an insight there? I know this is what your company specializes in.
Yep.
So if they want to go deeper, obviously they need to talk to you. But give us a stepping point that we can start doing some internal research and we can start saying, like, how do we find that kind of data?
All right. Well, my company's at A1. I don't think you can see that on the wall, but I'll give you the sauce. Pun intended. So here's what we'll do. If you are a business owner and you have not used AI, one, try it in your personal life and see how close it gets to the things that how close it can get to, your feelings about certain things. It will learn you quicker than the algorithm will. If you are a business owner, take something that's already working well. That's
Okay.
the first step in my audit, is that I will audit a business and say, we need to know what's working well, first of all, right?
Sure.
And I think if you start at what's working well, you'll know how well it can do what's not working.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So if you have no problems with lead generation, ask it, how would you do my lead generation? And
Okay.
it should either match or be very close, and it might
Okay.
give you some insights there. And once you get through that, tell it what's difficult. What's the bottleneck or what is the pain point. I'm using all these sales terms, but yeah, just tell it what's not working.
Okay.
And be honest with it. Tell it who you are. Tell it who your main competitors are. AI does very well when you give it an output that is ideal.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I'm a painter, what's a good painting company in the area?
Yeah, 5-star painting.
Pro.
Yeah, Starter Pro,
painting.
5-star painting. Scott Specker.
These guys are the gold standard.
Yeah.
I'm a small company compared to them. I've been in business 8 years. I paint residential only. How could I be the Certa Pro of my network
Sure.
in the next 2 to 3 years?
Sure.
You give it an output because it's like, okay, Certa Pro's the goal, right? You've given it the output. You told it who you are, who you're not. I think doing that in the different models or using agents if you want to, I would say just go with the models just to get some information and see how accurate it is, see how much you agree or disagree. But remember, we're going back to the beginning here. AI is a yes man.
Yeah.
So don't think you're like the best painter in the world. It's like, you're Da Vinci.
You're so good. This is the greatest. This is the greatest. Yeah.
This isn't just home painting. This is art. This is passion.
They can resell this home for so much more because you painted it. Yeah.
My Lord. They will go for it, man. And it'll make you feel great. And I'm gonna be honest, like they know our buttons some kind of way because it'll make you feel good.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Well, Ala, man, thank you for sharing. Just reminder, business name, how people get in touch with you. Please don't give your cell phone number, but how does somebody get in touch with you?
Well, A1 Marketing is my business. That's A1MKTG.com. So you can go through the website. I do have a Google business profile in Atlanta. I'm in the Sandy Springs area. You could stop by, but that might be a little weird if we don't have an appointment. But I'm on the map, you know?
Yeah.
So you can find me through those channels. I also have a LinkedIn, but again, I would rather you just go through, you know, if you want to see my background, that's cool.
Sure.
But if you just want to contact me and see what we can do together, or if I have some perspective that might help you, that would be great. Other than that, I just believe that this is the most open time for learners and tinkerers and finder outers and DIYers. But if you do need some guidance to get there faster, it's always wise to reach out to someone who knows a little bit more about it than you, so you can speed up the process.
Amen. Brother, thank you. God bless you. Thank you for being a part of the Institute.
Let me tell you something. I have to be very appreciative here because it's not always easy being the new guy. And I know I came in ultra prepared with my AI antics and scared the whole group. But I'll tell you what, man, you were the most encouraging person. Like, I don't know if it was like God putting you in front of me, literally physically, but you were like the right person to be right there. And you asked the right questions that maybe someone else might have felt like, oh man, he's trying to grill me. But I'm like, this is what I need, bro. Like, so
I appreciate
opportunity to speak with you on the pod. I appreciate it so much. And I just want to thank you, brother.
Of course, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today on Market Mavericks. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Market Mavericks. We hope you're walking away inspired and ready to take your own adventure to the next level. Don't forget to follow the show to keep up with our latest episodes. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure to subscribe, share it with others who could benefit. And hey, if you know a market maverick who has a story that needs to be heard, please drop their name in the comments. We would love to bring their insights to the show. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and leading with purpose.